Hello creative friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Heather with The Myriad Maker. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're one of my returning subscribers, welcome back. I'm happy to have you. First of all, I just want to say apologies that I did not get a video out last week. This is why. I have an injury that I am trying to deal with. Nothing specific happened. Basically, all the muscles and ligaments around my thumb have been hurting me for a long time, and a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, it really started hurting, and I started losing my grip strength and started dropping things, and anyway, I decided that I needed to give it some rest, which is why I don't have a video from last week. And I don't have a creative paint with me or craft with me video today because I'm really trying to give this a rest. I'm kind of at that dangerous spot when you're healing where it's starting to feel better, which means I'm at risk of overdoing it. And I kind of did that a little bit yesterday. I got some new dyes, metal dyes in, and I wanted to, see what they look like. And anyway, we'll get into that in a minute, but so I did a little bit of die cutting and gluing yesterday, and after about 90 minutes, it was really hurting. So I know where my limits are, and I know I need to give it some more rest. I will be getting into the doctor in a couple weeks just to find out what exactly is going on. But for now, I'm just trying to rest it and take lots of ibuprofen and Tylenol to make sure that I'm, keep the pain at bay. So for today, what I wanted to do was take you through a couple of things. Number one, I wanted to share with you all of the metal dyes that I've been collecting over the last few weeks, probably 4 to 6 weeks. And then I will give you just a little bit of a studio tour. You can see I've got sticky notes on some of my pictures because I wanted to respect people's privacy. So that's why those are there. So anyway, I just wanted to say that in case anyone was curious. So that's what today's video will be. All right, so here it is. So this is basically my workspace. You can see here, I've been doing a little bit of crafting with some stamps and just kind of playing around a little bit with different embellishments. That turned out really cute. That's just from the envelope punch here on the side. So anyway, just kind of playing around with some ideas for cards. Very messy workspace. This is what we're going to go through here. This is my very low-tech storage bin of all of my metal dyes, which we'll go through those in a second. This over here is just scrap paper. I have an electric kettle because I like to drink tea, and my studio is upstairs, so I don't like to run up and down the stairs all day. Most of my paintbrushes, some palettes and whatnot. A whole lot of, what are those called? I'm losing my mind here. Pens, markers. There we go. Whole bunch of markers right here. Paper cutter. I do have a decent storage unit here, which is nice. Lots of stuff in here. I've got it fairly well organized and labeled. I've got some wrapping paper, some workout physical therapy kind of gear because I get a lot of kinks in my neck and shoulders. Most of my mediums are down here for a variety of different like acrylics and oil painting. This is gouache, got a little gouache storage bin here. This is all the Arteza stuff. This is all student grade gouache. I have professional grade gouache elsewhere. And this closet is a nightmare. Okay, this is a project here that I don't know what I'm going to do with quite yet because I bought a pair of pants that have pleats, and pleats don't really look that good on me. So I was pinning them out to see if I could just close up the pleat all the way down the leg, but the problem is they're a cute wide leg crop, and I really don't want to lose the width in the leg. So anyway, those are just sitting here until I figure out what to do with them. And this is the hoarder closet. This is kind of where I keep all my stuff. So up here are bins where I've got fabric scraps and thread. I've got mostly painting stuff in here. This is just assorted tools and whatnot. Paper for my printer, sewing notions and stuff down there. These units are full of fabric, and these are scrap fabric and things over here. And then these bins have just become a kind of a catch-all of garbage. So I've got a lot of stuff to go through in here and organize and get rid of. Got patterns here, felt and remnants and whatnot, rulers for pattern making and all that kind of stuff, sewing. A second cutting board, because it cuts crooked, so I bought a new one. And then I've got a couple of sewing machines here, of course. And then behind the door is even more stuff. So you can see I've got a lot of storage space in here, but I haven't optimized it yet, and I really need to work on this. So I bought a couple of freestanding tall skinny units that will go side by side here, and then I think I'll be able to kind of pull this stuff out here because I've got like even more things like interfacing and whatnot kind of stored vertically here. So I'm going to rework how all of this is stored. My rule is once I start storing things on the floor like this, I have too much crap. So it's time to rejigger this space and get rid of some things and make it a little bit more usable. So that is that space. I put these rails up on the wall so that I could have some of my artwork up there so I could stand back and view. I want to be able to kind of take a step back and be able to take a more objective look at things when I'm working on them. And, you know, when you're up close working on things, you tend to kind of get very zeroed in on certain details. So all of these things, with the exception of this little guy, that's just a postcard I got from somewhere, but everything else up here is my own artwork. Yes, I'm into Legos too, and into doing gel nails. Don't they look nice? Except for my little broken one. Okay, I have some coloring books because, you know, why not? This was a fun little experiment as well. So last year I was trying to reference use a single photo reference and paint in different ways. So this first one here is in watercolor, which I think is my favorite because the colors are really more vibrant. I like how the yellow got really vibrant there. The second one in the middle is I painted with a palette knife. Not crazy about how that turned out. And then the third one is done in golden sewed flat acrylics, which I love working with, and I like how it turned out, except for the golden sew flat acrylics. They tend to dry kind of dull. So what I'm gonna do is varnish that and see if a glossy varnish will kind of lift up the color of the green, because it's very muted, and I kind of just want it to have a little bit more pizzazz. So anyway, that's that. I did a Van Gogh paint by number, which was fun, but the colors aren't right. Little hummingbird up there. That's my dog. That's my lovely little baby. I painted her a while back. Well, that's several years old now. I think that's maybe 2015. This corner is my work corner. It's where all my work, my daytime work stuff sits, and of course my computer. I have a tower underneath the desk that's my personal computer, and then my work computer is over there, so I can kind of just swap out the cords and be able to work on that. So I've got basically my work life and my creative life all living in one space. Not ideal from my perspective, but you know, I make it work. So that's kind of more or less the room. Oh, there's this. I have an industrial sewing machine, as you can see. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff piled up here because, again, I have some organization and purging to do. So I need to find homes for all of this stuff. As I've talked about, I've been getting into card making, so I've got some stacks of cardstock here. These are 6x6, these are 12x12. And then I've also got some 8.5 by 11 in a variety of different colors. And this is my little new gel polish kit, which is amazing. I highly recommend it if you like to do gel polish nails and don't want to pay the salon prices. That works really well. And then I've got this little storage bin that has like kind of little things for card making. So I kind of got all the things, all the components set up, but I have some work to do to get them all organized. All right, voiceover Heather here. Apologies, I actually recorded voice when I went through all the dies. However, I guess the crinkly sounds were so loud that they kind of overpowered my voice in some areas. And it was just overwhelming and honestly a little bit unusable. So I just thought what I would do is go ahead and do a voiceover, and I actually sped up the video to 2 times speed just to get through it a little bit quicker. So I think what I was opening up with is I was just talking about the fact that yes, this might seem like a lot of dies, but I've been slowly accumulating them over the last several weeks, and most of them I've purchased on sale. I'm usually a fairly frugal shopper. I bought some of them through AliExpress, so they took a while to get here because they were coming from China. So, you know, I do try to find economical ways to buy some of my craft things. So just wanted to say that in case anyone thinks I'm just being really wasteful. So rather than giving you the blow-by-blow, I'm going to turn on some music and let you just watch as I flip through all of these dies, and I'll come back and say something here at the end. Enjoy. So I made these little 2x3 note cards out of 6x6 paper, and used the little deckled edge punch for the little place where you can write your note. Basically, I was wanting to use up a whole 6x6 pad, and I wanted to see if I could actually do that. And I did. I used up every single sheet in that pad, as well as adding a few of solid cardstock for some of the envelopes. But some of the envelopes have the inside is a different pattern because it's the opposite side of the paper. So I tried to match those up as best I could. So this little package of note cards is going to go with me into my office. It's going to go into our little supply cabinet. So if people need a little note card, they've got it there. either edge dies or lace dies. Some of them punch all the way through and some are more of an edging. So some interesting shapes there. I've got some really long ones here. Not really sure what I'm going to use those for, but they were longer than I expected. So anyway, and then the last thing I have here is some more letters and sentiment dies. So I've got them kind of organized and separated, so hopefully when I go use them, they'll be fairly easy to find. And now I'm going to share with you some examples of some cards that I've made. These are just simple little note cards with scrapbook paper, and inside of the envelope has a texture on it. So I'm going to take those into work with me. And then the smaller ones were also just made from small 6x6 cardstock. So that's it, friends. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope to be back with more videos soon. I'm going to try to let my hand have a rest, but you know, maybe within a couple weeks I'll have some other things to share with you, and hopefully my hand will be feeling better. So we're just going to have to see how it goes. But thanks for coming along with me, and I hope you have a great day and a great week. See you next time.